For more on the latest beheading, apparent beheading, Lisa Daftari joins us now. She's a Mideast journalist and Fox News contributor. Lisa, this continues to be so offensive, so repulsive, so horrible, and that's what they want. They had these negotiations that Connor just told us about. What went wrong?
Well, the only way that this could have went right is to basically furnish the demands of ISIS or any other terror organization. And what do they want? They want ransom money, which would make them richer and richer, and we already know that that's a problem. Or they would want a swap, which would make them richer in terms of their terrorist stockpile. And we don't want to feed into that. So that's why we've had a policy in this country, both Democratic and Republican presidents agreeing that we should never negotiate with terrorists. Now, the problem or issue that we really want to avoid with a video like this is not allowing this video to now monopolize the face of global terrorism. And we've allowed that up to now, meaning the headlines are always about ISIS. We're believing that this war on terror is contained to ISIS, to Syria, to Iraq, and that's not the case. This is global terrorism. We do not negotiate with terrorists, whether they are the Taliban, whether it's Al-Qaeda, whether it's ISIS, whether it's Hezbollah, whether it's the Iranian regime that this president is trying to strike a deal with.
Well, you mentioned the Taliban. I mean, the State Department doesn't classify it as a terrorist organization, and that apparently is the White House reasoning for the Bo Bergdahl swap. So what do we do? Should we negotiate with ISIS? Should we change that policy or still keep a hard line?
Absolutely, we keep our policy, because look at the results is when we do negotiate with terrorists. They are going to repeat these actions over and over again. And if we go back to the Taliban, while we're busy talking about the designation of whether or not the Taliban should be on the terror list, they go forward with their agenda. And look at the Gitmo 5 that we released. Already one has been caught communicating back with the Taliban. And what does the Pentagon and White House say this week? They say that we believe that they are still in Qatar. We believe that they have not gone back to the battlefield. And what they should add to that sentence is that they haven't gone back to the battlefield yet, because we already know that they're communicating. We already know that we're allowing, when we swap these terrorists, when we're negotiating, this is human currency. They're asking for their terrorists back so they can replenish their stockpile of top terrorist leaders. It
is so tragic, and it continues, and they have other hostages. But let's read now to the statement of the president just releasing. We're getting this from President Obama. Quote, "The United States condemns the heinous murder of the Japanese citizen and journalist Kenji Goto by the terrorist group ISIL. Through his reporting, Mr. Goto courageously sought to convey the plight of the Syrian people to the outside world. Our thoughts are with Mr. Goto's family and loved ones, and we stand today in solidarity with Prime Minister Abe and the Japanese people in denouncing this barbaric act. We applaud Japan's steadfast commitment to advancing peace and prosperity in the Middle East and globally, including its generous assistance for innocent people affected by the conflicts in the region. Standing together with a broad coalition of allies and partners, the United States will continue taking decisive action to degrade and ultimately destroy ISIL." That a statement just moments ago from the White House by the President of the United States on this latest barbaric act. Lisa, your reaction?
You know, it's obviously tragic, and that's what the president's going to convey in all of this. But what we'd like to see is that there is a comprehensive, a united front, not only with the U.S. and its allies, but right here, a nonpartisan look at what the war on terror should look like. Meaning the president has to acknowledge, he has to define, forget about not calling to the Taliban a terrorist group, forget about how we define ISIS, forget about thinking that it's only going to be in Syria and in Iraq, but really declaring war on global jihad, not just on this one group or not just one isolated situation, but not going after their pockets politically, strategically. We need a better plan.
It is a challenge that affects us all. Lisa, thank you so much.
Of course.
Martha?